Hi everybody, it's Kristin, and I have another 4 Looks 1 palette for you guys today. So first of all, I want to say I've been a little bit MIA. I did have some videos pre-filmed, fortunately, but I was really sick with some sort of virus infection, something. They weren't really sure. I am slowly joining the land of the living, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of you guys who sent me sweet messages and that sort of thing on Snapchat and on Instagram. I really appreciate you guys thinking of me when you don't see from me or hear from me and wonder what's going on. Fortunately, as I said, I had a lot of things pre-filmed and I was good to go, but now I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, so please forgive if there's been a little bit of span in between my videos. All right, the Lorac Pro 3 came out relatively recently, and I have heard some really mixed reviews, so I decided to go ahead and do this one for my next 4 Looks 1 palette. So if you are new to 4 Looks 1 palette, welcome. And if you are back again, I appreciate you coming back again. I have over 40 of these. I will list a playlist below if you want to check out some other of my videos. What I do is create 4 looks with a palette, and then I come on camera each day and show you the look and what I created. And from there, and any previous experience with the palette, I will make a decision on how I feel about the palette, review and swatches at the end. Hopefully that is enough information. All right, look 1. I used rose bronze all over the lid. I took amethyst in the outer corner and into the crease, and I pulled it pretty much all the way into the inner corner. I used a combination of canvas and blanc right here as my brow bone highlight and to clean up on the outer corner as I normally do. I did take a little bit of pink nude into the sort of transition area. And then dark mocha, which is right here, I used that beneath my lower lash line. So I will zoom you in and let you see the look. So here's the look. For liner today on my upper lash line, I have the Tarte, and this is in Onyx, the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Onyx. And then in my upper waterline, I have the Marc Jacobs in Blacker. Normally, I will use the same mascara throughout all 4 looks. I'm not sure that that's going to happen this time, so I will tell you each mascara as we go. I have the MAC False Lash Extreme Black. It's just a little sample size, which is why I'm not sure it will be enough to last me through all of the looks. For blush today, I have the Lorac blush in Exposed. I'm going to try to play with my Lorac blushes for this 4 looks. For lips, I have the NYX lip liner in, this is their waterproof retractable lip liner in Nectar, which looks like that. Sorry, I was swatching before. And then for my lipstick, I have, this was a gift from a subscriber and friend that lives in another country a while back, so I'm not sure if this is still available, but the color is in peach, and the brand is Savvy by DB. And it looks like that. All right, look 2. I gotta tell you guys, I feel like I can't find a ton of variety in this palette for some reason. At any rate, for look 2, what I did first was take Cool Taupe all in the crease, and then I used light pewter right here all over the lid. And then just in the outer corner, I didn't want to pull that all the way in, like I didn't want the whole outer third, just sort of in the outer corner and pulled gently into the crease. I used the shade, let me wipe off the dust here, in Truffle, which is right here. I took that same shade on the liner brush on my upper lash line just to kind of give it sort of a smoky look. And before I zoom you in, I'm going to tell you everything I did this time, because I think it's important. So I took a gray liner instead of a black, and I lined my upper waterline and lower waterline. This is Tarte Smoky Quartz, but there's, I don't know that this is available, but there's like a MAC engraved, any sort of gray liner. I didn't want it as stark as black. And then on that same liner brush, just on my lower lash line, I used the same exact shade. I used Truffle beneath that as well. And then I took a combination of Blanc and Canvas again, to clean up on the outer corner. Then I just have Blanc underneath my brow bone. And I think that's everything for the eye look. So let me zoom you in. All right, so here's the look. All right, on the rest of my face, I pulled out my Lorac blush in. As I said, I want to try to use all my Lorac blushes this time. In Flaunt, which is really pretty. It was a little bit brighter than I wanted, so I ended up using the same brush that I put on my powder foundation with. I used that kind of over the top of it just to kind of mute it down a little bit. And then same mascara as yesterday, the MAC False Lash Extreme in Black. And on my lips, I used the Tarte Lip Paint in FOMO, F-O-M-O. And that is that. Okay, so for the third look, I wanted to do an all matte look because I was really trying to see how the mattes blended on top of each other. Not very well, I can tell you that. So I'll show you what I ended up with. I used the shade Terracotta in the crease. It's kind of a little different. It reminds me of that shade by MAC. I think it's called Ultra or something like that. Not quite as yellowy as that. And then I wanted to use the shade Medallion because as I look at it, it's one of my favorite shades to look at in the palette. It does not show up at all. So I ended up wetting a MAC 242 brush and using that on my lid wet. And before I did that, before I put that down, I had Blanc all over my lid. I was going to try, like I said, I was going to try to do an all matte look. So on the inner corner, it kind of still has a little bit of that matte cream shade kind of blended with Medallion, just so you know in case you're curious. And then in the crease, I didn't really put it in the outer, outer corner, just in the crease. I used the shade in dark brown. I took the dark brown beneath my lower lash line as well, and then kind of on the inner third of my lower lash line, I used Medallion just just dry. I didn't wet it. I think that's everything aside from I did use Blanc and my upper brow bone, and then I took just a little bit of Almond Pearl up there as well. So for liner, I have the Makeup Forever 2L just in my upper waterline. I think that's everything for the eyes. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. For blush today, I used another one of my Lorac Baked Blushes. I'm saving my favorite Lorac blush for the last day. This is in Velvet Rope. And then on my lips, I used the Essence Lip Liner in Satin Mauve, which looks like this. It's a one that you sharpen. And then on as my lip color, I used the Maybelline Creamy Matte in Lust for Blush. But I really didn't want it to be matte. I wanted to add a little. So I took my CoverGirl Queen in Starlit Sand, and I put that over the top. All right, for the fourth and final look, I used Dark Mocha and Almond Pearl, which are these two shades right here. This one right here and this one here. I used Dark Mocha on the inner third and the outer third, as well as across the kind of the lower half of my crease. You'll see better when I zoom in. And then I used Almond Pearl just in the center, that one right there, just in the center of my lid. I used Clay as a transition color, so above my crease. Then again, I took these two shades to blend out that transition, and then I have a little bit of Almond Pearl underneath my brow bone. I took Dark Mocha beneath my lower lash line, and I think that is everything. Kind of a smoky eye that took a really long time to get completed. More on that in a minute. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. The other things on my eyes is I have the Tarte Black Liner in Onyx on my upper lash line, and then I did just take that and blend it out with Jet Black, which is right here. And then on my upper waterline and lower waterline, I used the Marc Jacobs liner in Blacker. For a blush today, one of my all-time favorite blushes that Lorac does not make anymore, sadly, was one with a twist-off cover like this. It came in a kit. I've talked about this since pretty much the day I started my channel. It's the blush in Soul. If you have this, pull this out. This is just a great kind of go-to when you have a look like a smoky look where you just want something natural and a little bit of flush. It's just great with any look. All right, and on my lips today, I have my Charlotte Tilbury lip combo that I love so much. This is the lip liner in Iconic Nude. And then over the top of that is the lipstick in Penelope Pink, I think it is. Yep, Penelope Pink. And then for a little bit of added shine, I have the lip gloss in Seduction. Actually, don't know if there's more of a name to it than that. It's not on here, but that's what I have on my lips. So let's go ahead and I think I'll swatch the palette and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So the top left to right is Blanc, Canvas, Cool Taupe, and Pink Nude. Blanc, Canvas, Cool Taupe, and Pink Nude. Clay, Terracotta, Dark Brown, and Jet Black. Clay, Terracotta, Dark Brown, and Jet Black. The bottom row, Light Gold, Almond Pearl, Medallion, and Pewter. Light Gold, Almond Pearl, Medallion, and Light Pewter. Amethyst, Rose Bronze, Dark Mocha, and Truffle. Amethyst, Rose Bronze, Dark Mocha, excuse me, and Truffle. So like all the Lorac Pro palettes that have come out in the past, the top row is mattes and the bottom row are shimmers. I'm sure you can tell, this breaks my heart because I love the Lorac Pro original. I didn't like the second one as much because the colors weren't there for me, but the quality I felt was the same as the first one. For some reason, like the Lorac Unzipped has the best quality of any Lorac palette ever put out. That's just my opinion. It still is powdery, the mattes kick up dust. That just seems to be the way the Lorac palettes work. But I think the Unzipped is one of the best ones. But for some reason, this is not good. Now I have heard other people, other subscribers tell me that they liked it when I talked about this in the haul. So I don't know if there was, you know, a bad batch, a better batch, I don't know, but these just did not work for me. I got increasingly frustrated as the looks went on. The mattes would not blend on top of each other, and you guys know what I mean probably if you like mattes and you use mattes. There are some mattes that work very well together, and there are some that just for some reason won't blend on top of each other, and that was the case with these. So I was disappointed by that. This kicks up way more dust and flecks than any of the other Lorac palettes. They all kick up dust. That just is the way it is. But I just have never, I don't know if I just cleaned up my whole area. Every time after I'm done getting ready with this, I have to clean up my whole area again. It's not just a little bit of dust, it's a lot of dust. So there are a couple shades in here that I really do like. And I like the Amethyst and the Rose Bronze. I think those are very pretty. I used those the first time. And then I also really enjoyed the Dark Mocha. So and I think there are a couple shades in here that would work really well as kind of a one shadow look. This medallion, you guys saw me use it wet. That's the only way I can really get it to perform. And I've heard that from everybody. I don't think I've heard anybody that has a medallion that works really well. So I'm not sure what happened there, but again, I really like and enjoy Lorac products. I just don't know what happened with this palette. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe they're like, you know, one of my subscribers, I think her name is Jamie, suggested maybe there's a bad batch because she has one that she really loves. I don't know, but I'm really, really disappointed. It like breaks my heart because I love so many of the things from the Lorac line. So there are my thoughts on that. It does sell for $44. You can get it at Ulta. I did check on Kohl's last night when I was prepping for this video, and I didn't see it listed at Kohl's yet, so maybe in stores but not online, or eventually, you know, it will come in. I'm certain it will be permanent like all of the rest of their palettes. So I'm sorry. I really wanted to love this palette. Some of the shades at first looked really nice, but there's also not a ton of, I don't see a ton of variety in here. You might think that there is, but there really isn't. Especially with these. These are all very sort of similar lid shades. So I just think that if you're looking to get a pro palette, the original one is the one that I would choose. If you're looking to get one just overall to try, I would hands down get the Unzipped. That's just one of my favorite ones. It's funny, I just went to my drawer to pull them out and they're both like right on top. I do use them a lot. In case you've never seen it, that's the Lorac Unzipped palette. The original Unzipped, the Unzipped Gold I didn't love as well. I do have a 4 Looks on palette on this. I think it's really old, but I think actually both of these are really old because I've had them a long time. And then there's the original Pro. I just feel like both of those offer so much more than this one does. This one was just a little bit of a disappointment for me. All right, I will tell you quickly what I had on the rest of my face throughout the video. Mascara today, by the way, I had the same. I ended up using this one throughout all of the looks. I do like this, but I'm not sure if I have used, if there's not enough in here really to do a mascara madness. I don't know. For primer, I did use the Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my lid, and then I always put a little bit of MAC Painterly Paint Pot over the top of that. For bronzer, still working through my MAC. This is the one in Aphrodite Shell. I used that throughout the whole video. For foundation, sorry, I should have started this. I have the Chanel Le Beige, which I will have a review coming very shortly, probably the next video after this, on that one. Underneath my eyes, I've been using the e.l.f. Complexion Perfection to set things. And for my powder, I'm working through still the Smashbox, but I actually crushed it up and repressed it so that I could use all the stuff in the corners without damaging my brush. Thank you to Kristin Gehm for that. All right, so thank you again for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you want to check out any of the playlists or any of the other palettes I've done, check out the playlist I'll have listed below for you. And I think that's it. All right, I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.